Hey everybody. So I just want to come on really quick. I'm taking a quick break and then I'm gonna go back to writing out my stuff like for my classes and doing homework. Today was pretty busy. I did get a little rest, but I was able to work on and do what I needed to do. But this is what I wanted to come on for maybe like a minute or two to just say, "Hi Grace." I wanted to come on for a minute or two to just tell you guys to focus. This is the beginning of a new year, beginning. So I just want to encourage you guys to focus. I'm going to put some scriptures in the bottom talking about focus. You that are familiar with the daily, weekly devotional, I've given lots of scriptures on that in the past and different things, but I'm going to put some in the link for you guys to be focused. And this is what I want you guys to just do. And this is what's helping me. So just personally, like for school, you guys know that I'm doing 2 classes now instead of one. In one class, hi Princess Warrior. In one class is a lot already. And I'm not gonna put the flash on because it'll be blinding. So I'm gonna look a little bit darker than what I really am. But one class is a lot for me. What's helping me is so God is like, don't look at it as far out like that. Don't look at okay, instead of August 2020, you graduate and you're gonna graduate I'm graduating this year, November. So me putting in the work between now and October is going to lead to my degree. It's going to lead to me getting closer to my goals because April of this year is going to be 4 years that I have been in school. So focus. So what am I doing? So I'm trying to make it practical for me too, with you guys to look at your own areas too. Mentally, I prepared myself last year when I made this decision because I could have made the decision to just keep doing one class, or I could have just made the decision to just graduate in 2020. But I chose to do this because it's going to help me out in the long run and towards my goals and dreams that I have that ties into me doing this degree, which I'm already working before I get my degree because like my boutique, my business sessions up underneath that where I counsel people or I have different sessions and different things. I've been doing that for maybe like a year and a half, really more, but up underneath the boutique area. So what did I have to do? I had to focus. So think about some things that you have to do. You got to focus. See, what the enemy would love to get us to do is he would love to get us to psych ourselves out. So what he'll try to do is, what can I show y'all? Okay, so he'll try to have you look at all the things that you have to do. And he's not going to remind you of the progress that you've made. He's not going to remind you of the steps that you've taken. He's going to try to get you to feel overwhelmed. So listen, this is what I want you to do. I want you to focus. Take it day by day. Don't look at it so far out. And I'm just giving that practical analogy with school because in the beginning, it kind of was like, but last year I had to mentally and emotionally prepare myself and spiritually and pray. And now I started my classes this week. So I'm doing 2. So that's like 50 homework assignments. But I have a plan. I wrote my plan. I'm executing my plan. I'm working on my plan. I'm focused. I'm taking time out of the days each day to study with each class and to turn in my work. Like my work is due tomorrow. I have 2 assignments due tomorrow. That's due on Friday because our things are due Friday and Wednesday. And we have like maybe 1, 2. So we have like maybe 5 or more assignments due each week per class. So I focus. I'm executing. Like around the housework, you got to focus. Like me, I choose 2 days out the week or a certain amount of days out the week where I'm going to do laundry or I'm going to clean this or I'm going to clean that. Y'all, I know I'm going to have my son. I focus. My personal relationships, this YouTube channel. You have to focus on everything God given you to do. All the gifts and things, even some things I'm not sharing with y'all right now because it's personal and I just have to execute on that. I'm just trying to give you guys a few practical examples so you guys can relate. So you got to focus. In your relationship that you're in right now, or the relationship you're going towards, or the person that God showed you he had for you, you got to focus. Hi, Didi. You got to focus. Don't look at what's not happening yet. Look at the progression. Look at the steps that have been made. Look at the progression and execute and focus from where you are. And sometimes we got to move quietly. And we just got to execute. God is going to send the right people along your path, but the first person that's going to start with is you. You got to focus. Where your mind go, the man is going to follow. And I've been telling you guys from last year that Habakkuk 2:2-3, write the vision and make it plain. Write the vision and make it plain. So listen, I'm going to close in a couple minutes because I'm going to go back to what I'm doing. But this is what I want to say. Focus. Focus spiritually. Focus yourself. Make sure every day you're pressing into the presence of God. You're praying. You're connected with the right people. If you don't have nobody right now that feel like you're alone and you're not connected, make sure you be connected with God, because He gonna send what you need along the way. So be connected spiritually. Make sure you focus. Make sure you focus emotionally and mentally. Be balanced. Be stable. Right? When you feel yourself getting certain way, pull yourself back and release the word of God, and don't let that emotion go up. Financially, you got to focus. You got to have goals in place. You got to have budgets in place. I have my boutique. I have other things that I'm doing too, and I have goals for that. So you got to focus. It's a brand new year. It's a brand new day. Amen, Princess Warrior. I thank God. It's a brand new year. It's a brand new day, y'all. Focus financially. Even if you're not where you want to be, make a list or a goal for where you want to be. God, okay, let's say you want to pay off your debt. Okay, God, I want to pay off this debt. I don't have a credit card. I just have a debit card. And if I don't have debit card cash, I just don't use it. Some people, the credit cards work for them. I'm not really into that. So I never had one and I don't want one. Even though I'm always been offered it, it's just not for me. But if you have one, and let's say you want to pay down a certain credit card, okay, God. Well, let's say you want a credit card. Hi, Miss Cheryl. Or you feel like I had a credit card work for you. Different things work for different people. Let's say, for example, your focus could be, I want to pay off my credit card debt. And it don't have to be these. I'm just trying to give practical examples so you guys could really focus. I want to pay down my credit card debt. I want to save this amount every week. Or if you get paid twice a month, however you get paid, or once a month, however you get paid, I want to save this out of the month. So this is what I want to sow. This is what I want to save for me. Okay, I want to plan a trip. I want to plan something. This is what I'm going to save towards this. Okay, these are my bills. These are my expenses. These are the dates that these are due. I want to focus. Okay, for someone that doesn't just want to do it. Hey, give me 1 second, guys. For someone that give me 1 second. Hey.
Okay.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. I like your hat.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So that was my stepdad. My mom had cooked, and they had brought some food over, because they always bring food over. She always cooking. So let's say, for example, where was I? So let's say, for example, your focus could be you want to get down your credit card debt. Write a goal for that. Write how much you want to pay on that payment every month. God, I want to get a house. What can you do naturally to focus? Yeah, God may bless you supernaturally with the money, but what can you do to focus? What can you save towards that house? What could you save towards that car? Or at least, and if you feel like, okay, God, I'm not in a position where I can do that, it's going to really have to be from you. Then at least be looking around for it, or at least be praying, or at least be writing down, say, God, okay, lead me to where you want me to go, but this is what I would like. These are some of the things I would like. You got to have something that you're doing on your part. Everything not going to fall from heaven. So there are going to be some things that you can't do by yourself. God going to have to do. There are going to be some things where God's like, well, I can't do that. You got to do that. So this is where we partner with God, and He put His super on our natural. So in your relationships, your marriage, you dating or whatever, certain friendships and relationships, write your goal for that. What are you focused on in that? Especially if that's someone that God showed you is for you. I feel like I look so dark, but I don't want to put on the flash because that be blinding. See what I mean? So look at the progression. Right? Look at the progression. Look at where you would like the relationship to go. Look at things and write down things and focus on, okay, what can I do to make this relationship better? God, give me wisdom. What could I do to maybe better communicate? What could I do on my end? And then what are some things that I just have to wait for you to change about that person? Or, okay, this is how this person is. This is something that I can't get with. These are some things I got to be addressed. So you got to have balance with that. Does this make sense to anybody? You got to have a focus mentally and emotionally. When you have certain things ahead of you. So I'm just going to give you this quick example. Like when I used to have my cleaning business, even though I still clean from time to time, but not really, like when I used to have it, there would be certain places that I would have to clean. Now, some places were going to be bigger than others. Sometimes I would clean up the church. Sometimes I would clean up office. I would do residential and commercial. Sometimes I was cleaning a salon. This is going back like some years and years ago. Or sometimes I would do people's houses. And depending on where I'm cleaning, so some of my clients at the time, some of them, because I'm very good at organizing, very good at organizing anything, closet, paperwork. I'm really, really good at that. And like interior design and all that. So some of them would want me to, okay, I want you to revamp my living room. I want you to do this. I want you to spruce this up. I want you to add this, take away that. I need you to organize this. I need you to organize my garage. So many just different things. And sometimes some clients will want me to do all that. Maybe I like, and I would have to mentally prepare myself before I go there because, okay, this is a bigger house, this an apartment, or this a condo, or this a townhouse. I know what I'm working with, especially if it was the first time, because a lot of times you got to get things back to like surface. There's a word for it, I don't know, but you got to kind of get it back to not the way it was before, but you got to try kind of get it up a little bit to that level as best as you possibly can, especially depending on how old the house is and what all they want you to do. But let's say that so me cleaning up at the church at that time, or the salon, or whatever I was cleaning versus the house, I'll have to mentally prepare myself. So if I go in saying, if I like, this is some years ago, but if I would go in saying, oh, especially if I'm used to cleaning it, oh, I got to do this and that, and you think about all the areas you got to clean, you're going to freak out and you're going to psych yourself out. What will help is if you focus and take it one step at a time. One area at a time. Awesome, Princess Warrior, if you take it one step, one area at a time. So don't look at the fact that, oh, I'd have to do all this. No, especially when you call to it and it come with the territory. This could be for your marriage. This could be for your business, your ministry, you in school. It could be for you on your job, whatever area, even if I'm not naming it. Don't look at it going in like you got to do all that, because then it's going to throw you off and you may not do it. You got to go in, focus with a plan, with a goal in mind. You have to see, what we have to do is we have to be mentally prepared. There are going to be some situations that come and it's like, I never saw that coming. But for the most part, when you can prepare, that's when you need to prepare. Jesus said, work while it's still yet day. So focus. So it would help if I would went in and say, okay, I'm going to start on the bathroom. I'm going to start on the living room. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Or if I was doing a commercial, okay, commercial space, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And you have to take it step by step. Right there, there's a quote that says focus, which means follow one course until successful. See, so many people feel like I'm gonna do all these million things at once and they wonder why they're burnt out and they're not getting nothing done. It's not saying that you don't have those gifts and those different things, but there's gonna be something for certain seasons that you're gonna focus on that, and that's gonna help you get to your next level. Does this make sense? So have a plan, focus emotionally, focus mentally, focus in your relationships. Different relationships are going to require different versions of you. So if you're a minister and a wife and a husband and a friend and you work in a job, you still going to be your unique, authentic self. But those different relationships, and it's not saying you're changing yourself, but you're going to bring something different to each thing. You're still going to bring your unique self and who you are authentically to that relationship, but it's going to be different. So you're not going to treat your boss the way you're going to treat your husband. You're not going to treat your sister in Christ the way maybe that you would treat your child. You see, you're going to treat them all in love and respect and different things, but different relationships are going to require different things. So you got to focus in your relationships. There are some relationships that you can just roll your eyes and it's like, God, why am I be connected to them? But God may have you connected to them to help change them, or he's using you to minister to them or something like that, if that makes sense. And then there's some relationships where you just got to completely let it go. I've been telling y'all that since last year. We have to look at people like the math system. What's adding to you, what's subtracting, what's multiplying, what's dividing. And not just people. You got to look at places. You got to look at certain opportunities. You got to look at certain attitudes and beliefs and systems and ways of thinking that you have. Is this adding to me? Is it subtracting? Is it multiplying? Is it dividing? So focus on the progression. Look back on where you used to be and where you are now. And let that give you encouragement for where you're going to go towards your future. Whether it started off crappy or it was a good start. Hi, Adora. guys, just keep on going. So I want you guys to focus. A lot of times in the new year, a lot of people start New Year's resolutions and they so hyped. And then by the middle of the month or February, March, or April, it's like they go back to how it was the year before and they just sunk. And they say, well, next year will be better. Or they just put it off for the next couple months. And God is like, no, I'm giving you the now to focus in the now. So that's like a person that is supposed to work 25 or 40 hours a week. And they're not giving it they all during that week, but they like, I'm gonna do it next year. I'm gonna be a better worker. I'm gonna put in more work next year. I'm gonna put in more work, next week, next couple months. No, you got that now for that reason, because whatever you do on this level is going to equal what you get in your next level. So we got to plan, we got to execute, we got to focus, we got to be focused in our prayer life. We got to be focused and diligent in our gifts and talents. A lot of these things I've been telling you guys in the videos, you got to be focused in your relationships. You got to be focused with your money. You got to be focused in your soul. You got to be focused in all areas of your life, on the job, whatever you're doing. I just want y'all to be focused. If you're writing the book or working on the CD or working on the movie or working on a project, you got to be focused and rest, because we talked about this on a lot of the videos. Rest is a war tactic, and also we all need to rest. So you got to be focused on whatever you got to do. We are all in different seasons of our life and different walks and journeys. God have you doing what you're doing for that reason, for that season. So just focus. Don't look at what's happening and what's not happening. Don't look at, okay, God, you showed me this, but it's looking like this. Or don't look at the fact like, okay, God, I do see movement in it, but it's not moving as fast as I want it to, or it's moving quicker than I wanted it to, and it feel like it's too fast. You got to go the pace that God needs you to go. So I want you guys to focus. I want you guys to take it a day at a time. Don't look at everything as a whole piece and let it, because then it'll mentally dismantle what God showed you. And the enemy will be able to come in and use your emotions on. You got to write the vision, make it plain, take it a step at a time, take it a day at a time, take it a week at a time. For those that may need to exercise like physically, like your body. Oh, let me move this stuff off the table real quick, y'all. Focus. Like some days when I have to exercise, I don't even know if I should leave that there. Let me just sit here real quick. Some days when I have to like exercise and I'm exercising, I used to psych myself out. Like in the beginning, I've been better with exercising the last maybe year or so, but I used to psych myself out. And what helped me was when I said, okay, I want to exercise such and such times out of the week. I would start with maybe 5 minutes, then it'll go to 10 minutes, then it went to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour and a half, depends on what I'm doing that day. So you have to focus. You got to have a plan. This is what I'm saying. Do what you can do on your part and let God do the rest. That's like people that's like, okay, they're believing for something from the bank, or like they're going to close on a home. The people that is going to give you that grant or that loan is going to do their part, but there are going to be some things that you have to do too. You have to provide certain documents. You got to go to certain classes. You got to do certain courses for some people, depending on what state you're in. You got to abide by what they need. And you got to be doing your part too. And then sometimes they need you to be able to bring a little something to the table too, in some instances. But you got to be working your part is what I'm saying. So what I'm saying, in order for us to focus, you got to partner and agree with God. Be connected to the right people, be disconnected from the wrong people, but make sure that nobody's voice in your life is louder than the voice of God. Not even your own voice, not even your own flesh, because then that gives way to you just moving all over the place. And then you feel like you're not centered and balanced, and you wonder why. It's because you got off focus. So I'm going to close this video. I'm going to go back now to what I was doing. Just focus. Even really quick, just focus. Okay. So you're being productive. You're doing all that God needs you to do. If you're a mom, and like says you're a stay-at-home mom, that's still a full-time job in itself. Don't make nobody feel like because you're a stay-at-home mom that's not nothing. You're a stay-at-home dad, or you a wife, or you at home in this season, and maybe one of your friends or somebody else thinking that because you're not doing what they're doing, that you're not doing something. Let me tell you something. Different people have different levels. A person with a master's degree can't feel like they're better than somebody with a bachelor's. I still had to put in, it ain't the same time as you, but I still had to put in time, and it was a journey for me. And then the person with a doctorate can't look down on somebody with a master's and say, well, you don't have what I have, so you're not important. Don't let nobody feel like the season that God have you in, just because you ain't doing what they doing, or just because you're doing something that they don't understand, like it's not important. I don't know who that's for, but that is a word for somebody. See, because let me tell you something that I learned last year during my wilderness season. God told me early last year, when I first was going through this season, while he was birthing all this stuff out of me, and I was in my isolated place. I still was around people, but I mean isolated, where he was refining and purifying and birthing things out of me. And yeah, that was a long story. But he told me, he said, Rakera, when people don't have to do what you have to do, they're not going to understand why you have to make the moves that you have to make. Why you got to move, how you got to move, why you got to do certain things you got to do, because that's not for them to get. I didn't give them the vision for your life. I gave it to you. So let me tell you something. When you're at work and you get your check, whether it's direct deposit or it's a physical check or it's cash or however they pay you, but they're going to pay you because you put in the work. The name on that check is going to be your name. It's not going to be you and your homegirl or your homeboy or your coworker name on that check. What's for you is for you. It's going to be for you. So whatever you put in is what you're going to get out on that check. It's not going to go to what you work for. It's not going to go to your coworker bank account. If it's direct deposit or whatever, it's going to go to you. The cash or the money or whatever is not going to have both of y'all name on it and y'all go split. No, it's going to go for you. So you have to look at that for God's vision for your life. And certain things that say they're not going to get it because God is not going to give everything to them. Why would McDonald's give a recipe to Burger King? That's not for them. They're on two different levels. So you have to have this mindset. What's for me is for me. I got to focus and do what I got to do as best as I possibly can with the strength of God in my lane. You can't look at what everybody else is going through. Then you get in an accident. If God is telling you to go southbound to Miami, because y'all know I'm in Florida, I'm in Palm Beach, like Boynton. But if he's telling you to go southbound to go to Miami, you need to go southbound and go to Miami. You're going to have to finish leaving out of Palm Beach. You're going to have to pass Broward, and then you're going to get into Miami. This little cat, If, that's so crazy. If God is telling you to go northbound, to go to West Palm Beach or go to Lake Worth, you need to go northbound. You're going to go northbound. You're going to pass Boynton. You're going to pass Hyperluxo, Lantana, all that. You're going to get to Lake Worth. If you're going from Lake Worth, you're going to pass Forest Hill and all that. You're going to have pass Palm Beach Lakes. You're going to get to wherever you need to go, depending on how far you're going up to West Palm Beach. Or if he wants you to go to Daytona or Orlando or Tampa or Jacksonville or whatever. You're going south, he wants you to go to Key West, wherever he wants you to go. You got to follow the route that God has for you. You see, let me tell you, on the road, like last night, after I got done doing what I was needed to do, I went grocery shopping, and then so I don't have to do it tomorrow. I just got it out the way, and then I came back here. And as I was on the road, and I don't know about y'all, but it be so busy here on the road, not just holiday time, it just be busy, period. And last night I came back after rush hour, but it still was a lot of people. And God was just showing me the different vehicles. And sometimes he do that. He was just showing me the different vehicles on the road. So you got some minivans, you got some cars, you got some sports cars, some luxury cars, some called different hoopies, but they're all getting where they need to go. They're all focused in their own lane. They're all driving to their own preference, and they all have different destinations. So this is how you have to look at your life. You are in your own car. There are going to be some people that's going in the same direction as you, but nevertheless, you are in your own car. There are going to be some people that may be in the car with you, riding with you, but you got to focus on your position, on your seat, where you seated at in that car. You have to focus on what God is telling you to do in your car, in your life. You got to focus. So I'm going to close. Do anybody have anything that they would like to say? I really hope that this blessed somebody. I just wanted to come on and share this. But just focus this year and execute. Do what God needs you to do. Focus, pray, execute. Fast, praise, worship. Spend time building up yourself in God and being built up in God. But just focus and don't look at it. Let me show y'all something real quick. Let me show y'all something. Hold on. I'm gonna turn this. Okay, let me show y'all this. This is just a portion of the yard. The other part of the yard is over there, and then it's in the backyard. That's right, Adore. They are. So y'all, sometimes I come out here and I, because I live with family. I live with my grandpa. I had to, after my apartment situation, I told you I moved back in with family. I live with him. Him and my grandmother, the one I told you about that was murdered. They're the ones that raised me. So I moved back in with him. Because after she was murdered, I moved in here with him. Instead of going to New York, I told y'all the story. I moved in here with him for maybe like 2.5 years. Then I had left. Then I was on my own for maybe close to 3 years because I had a baby and I wanted to be on my own. I was on my own. I told y'all about that. So I'm back here until I move, which I'm moving soon. So sometimes I come out here and I cut the grass. There's this, and I'm going to take y'all to the backyard. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about because I'm coming back here to show y'all this for a reason. And then there's this. There's all of this. Grass. So he mostly cut the grass because he cuts grass and he's very strong for his age. He probably stronger than me. Stronger than like the youth. He's very strong mentally and physically. So that I'm showing y'all that grass for an example. So look at that grass as your car. Look at that grass as your year. Look at that grass as your goals. If you go with the mindset, oh, wow, I'm going to cut all this grass, or I got all this to do, God, or you showed me all this, how's it going to work? Or God, these are my plans and my goals, but how's it going to work? And you go out there looking at that, you're going to get overwhelmed. You have to brace yourself. You have to prepare. You have to have a plan in place. Yes, some things God is going to do, but then there are some things he needs you to do. So you just got to be open and discern what is he saying to you, or that's he saying, be still, wait, trust me, believe, or let me take care of it. I just need you to believe. I just need you to do this. Or he's saying, no, these are some of the things I need you to do, X, Y, Z. You got to look at that grass and say, okay, I'm going to start here. I'm going to start there. I'm going to start in the back. And not only am I going to start there, I got to figure out which side I want to go. Do I want to go up, or do I want to go this way? Do I want to go vertically, or do I go horizontally? When am I going to take a break? If I don't want to take a break, am I just going to go straight through? See, this is how you have to look at your goals. Don't look at it as that whole big thing. Yes, look at the big picture, but you got to do it in steps. Even I told you guys when I was reading Joshua and then when they had to go and possess the land, they had to go, they couldn't go and possess all the land at one whole day and one whole time, and that's it. God will say, okay, here's the strategy for this land, Joshua. This is what you are to tell the people. When they went to go capture Ai and Jericho, they captured so many lands. I think it was 31 kings, and they captured more lands than that. When it came time for them to divide the land, they did it in steps. Even Caleb, if you go back and read Joshua, his land wasn't released to him immediately. He had to fight in war and petition for that promise, and then his land was released. So different months of this year, different weeks, different times is a season of your life period. And especially this year, God is going to give you different strategies of focus. So your February, maybe he may be telling you to do this. In January, he told you to do that. But all of it is going to... Okay, so your January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, it's all going to work and weave together. So whatever God is telling you to do in this season, in this time, in the right now, in this month, in this moment, do it. Because then when your next season come, when your next level come, when your next blessing come, it's going to all tie together. See, it's going to flow in order. Like how it did with January. Then it's going to be smooth. Then February. And then it's going into March. You see, we don't have to make January, February, March, April come. It's just going to come because it's a part of the season. So as you do what God is telling you to do in your right now season, he's going to just allow the other seasons to come together, and they're just going to come for you. But you got to be found faithful in what you're doing with this season. So I don't know. I know some of you are from Florida on here, but I'm in Florida. I told you guys, born and raised Florida, and we're used to the hurricanes. So, and I'm not glorifying hurricanes because a lot of times I'll be praying that those things do not come, but we're used to it. So if you know that hurricane is coming and you don't prepare, what does that say about you? Rather that you prepare, you don't prepare. It's not being wise. when you don't prepare and put the borders up, or if you're in a place where you have to evacuate, you got to leave, because we're surrounded by nothing but water here. You don't leave, you don't go to a shelter, or if you're not really in a bad place and you feel like you want to stay in your home, you got to prepare. You got to buy water. You got to buy non-perishable food. If you can get a generator, you can. Some people can't get a generator. Some people say, I'm not dealing with that, I'm just gonna go check into a hotel. So but anyway, but you still had to prepare. And you don't prepare when it just come immediately. Now sometimes they just come and it's like it's emergency, like they give you a day or a couple of days or it's an hour, but they're going to tell you the announcement, they're going to sound the alarm. But a lot of times when you know that hurricane season is approaching, you need to be prepared anyway. So this is what we have to do. You got to work your field and prepare and do what you need to do on the level that you're on. Does that make sense? So let me show y'all this window, because y'all know I'm very practical. Okay, this is a window. This is one block. This is another block. And these are blocks. You cannot feel like I'm going to do all these blocks. Now, sometimes God do give you the grace and anointing to do all those blocks. He will do that. But sometimes he going to say, listen, here's your block right here. I need you to focus on this one block right here, this season, this area. Everything inside of this, I need you to be faithful in this area, in this, but it's all one block. So be faithful with this, and then you're going to get to that. And then as you're faithful in that, he's going to move you to this. But then as you go to this, look, you're going to get the whole block. It's all going to come together for you as you're faithful with your block. As you're faithful with what you have to do, you take it day by day, step by step, hour by hour, but you just got to take it as it comes. Sometimes you got to go in and grab it, but then sometimes you got to just take it as it comes. And then before you know it, you look back, you're like, wow, I made so much progression. Wow, I'm glad I did that then. So just be faithful. Like another quick example, and I want you guys, if you're getting anything out of this, put it in the chat. Another quick example. I originally started my boutique in October of 2016. Even though God was calling me for years to do that, I finally stopped running, and I fully kind of went in like October 2016. But then like from October to February, because of my work situation, I was kind of allowing work to overtake what God was showing me to do for my situation. So February, I got serious about it. I went out. I told you guys this a little bit, but this is going to help somebody. I went out and I went to Walmart. I got pictures and stuff. I got rails. I start ordering stuff. I start going in, buying stuff from like here, and I start ordering stuff from overseas. Also, I registered my business. I was writing out what kind of website I want. Even though I didn't have the money at the time for the website, I was still writing out and speaking. I'm going to have a website. I have a website, and I've been having a website now since June of last year, or July or something of last year. But I was focused with what I was doing. I would have my boutique parties. I would promote on my Instagram. If you go on my Instagram, a lot of you that are on there on Instagram, you see I promote my business a lot. My YouTube channel, I originally started this YouTube channel for my boutique. My first video is of my boutique stuff that I just bought and had at the time. I would go out and buy things. I would make things. I would just work my lane. And now it's, even though October was 2 years, it's going to be, I really count February 2 years, because I've been consistent with it for 2 years. February going to be. Yeah, that's right, Princess Warrior. So it's just like prepare. And then now what God showed me was, because I've been waiting on my commercial boutique store. Like I told you guys, when I was in my apartment, I just was working my lane. Half of my living room was my boutique. When people came in there and they wanted to shop, that I trusted to come in my house, or I had boutique part of stuff, half of it was my living room, and I worked my lane. So when I move, that's how it's going to be too. But God showed me that my commercial boutique store is coming. So for 2 years, he's been telling me it's coming, my commercial boutique store, different stuff. But what I learned on those levels, the different seasons that I went through, when it was fast and when it was slow, customer service, how to treat people, taking profits, taking losses, learning, building up character, incorporating God in my, like all those different things you learn. So I will have my commercial boutique store this year. But do you think that God would have blessed me with a commercial boutique store, or going to bless me with it this year, if I wasn't faithful on those levels? See, right now, What I've been doing for like the last almost 2 years, I do local delivery. I didn't have my car until June of last year. No, till May of last year. Yeah, May of last year. My third car, I didn't have it till May of last year. So I had this car from May of last year. But I was faithful. I was catching Uber, Lyft, walking, catching the bus, doing whatever I had to do. So then I would have it where it was pickup or shipping. And like now, since I have my car, I do local delivery. If you want to do local delivery, fast shipping and pickup. But I'm working my lane. I'm not making excuses saying, well, God, this don't look like this, or God, should I just go over here? Or God, I don't have my boutique store yet. I'm just not going to do it. No, you got to be faithful with where God have you. You got to be faithful with where God have you, wherever he's telling you to do. Be faithful. Because when God sees that you're faithful with the few things, he make you ruler over much. Another example, then I'm going to close. That's right. Another example, then I'm going to close with my son. There were times where I was working so hard and I would just be tired on the weekend. I would just play with him inside the house, but it was my desire to take him out. Then for maybe like the last year and 9 months or close to 2 years, I'm able to take him out more. So I was faithful where, okay, just take him outside on the porch or take him out to walk or take him out to the park. Then God blessed me with taking him to the park. Now we're going to Chuck E. Cheese and stuff more and more in different places he liked to go and able to take him out to eat, because I cook for him a lot and I get him groceries and stuff. And sometimes like we'll go get something quick on the way, but that's where I'm able to take him out sometimes too. So God saw I was faithful with what I had. And he blessed me. And there's even still some more things that I would like to do for my son, which God is going to do in his timing. But do you see what I'm saying? Be faithful with what you have. There are some people that are believing God for more, but they're not focused on the level they at now. You believe in God for a house, but you don't even take care of the room that you're in. You believe in God for a bigger apartment or a bigger space or a bigger house, but how do you take care of what you have? You believe in God for this car, but do you take care of the car that you have? You believe in God for this person, but God see that you're not even faithful with yourself. So we got to be faithful with what we have. And I told y'all this from early last year, February last year. I don't care if it's going to buy a dollar cone from the store or whatever God has you to do, something that seems cheap, or if it's expensive or what, go do it. Show God it's a step of faith. Show God, okay, God. See, before I had customers and clients and sales or what, I operated in faith. That was scary for me to do because I was working full time. I was in school. I had my son. I had my other personal stuff going on in this channel. And I was doing daily devotions on text messages like crazy. It was so much being put on me, but I showed God I was faithful. When I got off work, because God was like, Rakera, it's nothing wrong with working a job, especially if God have you in a job. We got to eat. We have bills. We have real life situations. Yes, some of us have to work, whether it's business entrepreneurship or you're working for somebody, but you got to be tilling the ground. You got to be doing something. You can't just be sitting there idle. You got to be productive of what God is telling you to be productive in. So like back then, because like for years, God was telling me to stop with the jobs and focus more on business entrepreneurship. But I was so scared because I was like, I don't know how my like, I know these jobs I'm working, I don't really like them, a lot of them, and I'm not really getting paid what I need to be paid, but I know I have a steady income. But God was showing me even then, he was like, okay, you don't want to leave now, you're going to stay on the job. Okay. He was like, at least show me that you're going to put in time for your business. He was like, how could you go on the business or job that you really don't like and you giving your best, you excellent, you're a good worker, you pouring out everything you can for these customers and these people and these bosses, but you come home and you don't even execute your own vision, your own dream. You don't even give me 5 minutes or 15 minutes or an hour to work on the book or work on the boutique or even look up stuff or work towards your dream or even write it down. You don't even come to me and pray. He was like, how could you do that? And so he started getting on me with that. And what I was doing, even though I was tired, I said, if I could dedicate driving an hour to work or 15 or 20 minutes to go work for somebody, some of them don't even appreciate you, but some of them did. So I'm not saying that for everybody, but you're going working for them and you know you ain't getting what you need to be getting paid and everything. You're working for them and you driving and you working the hours with your lunch break and your break and you giving them above and beyond and they only giving you a fraction of what they're getting. Then you come home and you don't even work on your own business or your own dreams or your book. God showed you a book, write a chapter, write a paragraph, write a line, do something. How could you give more to something or someone? And this is not to nobody. This was to me at the time. This is because this is what God was saying to me. How could you give more and invest into somebody else's dream more than you do for your own dream? If you're going to do that, don't let your dream die while they dream alive. Because guess what? Whether you leave that job or they hire or fire you or it don't end on bad terms, you just leave, they're going to hire somebody else in your position. Then what's going to be said of your dreams or your goals? So yes, some people do have to have a job and work. I understand that. I told you I've worked over like 15, 17 government jobs. Yes, some people do have to have a job to work to take care of their family and do what they need to do. But what I'm saying is, if God have you doing that, don't let go of your goals. And then you be on the job for 15 and 10 and 5 and 20 years, and just the years pass you by and you didn't do nothing towards your goals or your dreams. That's what I'm saying. So if you are going to be working for somebody or working, and even that's a job that God wants you on, or you're going to retire, or it works good for you, to each his own. We're all on different paths, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying, don't forget about your dreams though while you're doing that. Do not allow the years to just be passing you by and you forgot about you. And then you're retired and you got the money, you're okay, but you never move towards none of your goals or your dreams. And then you bitter, and then you feel bad, and then you feel sad, and you like, I wasted all this time doing this, when you could have just took a step of faith and went out from there and did your own. Or if you wanted to stay on there, you still could have been working your thing too. So when you get off work, say, okay, when I come home, I got to cook, I got to clean up, or whatever you got to do. But I promise, before I go to sleep tonight, or when I wake up in the morning, or even on my lunch break or whatever, I'm going to dedicate 5 minutes towards my goal, my dream today. I'm going to dedicate 10 minutes towards this. I'm going to dedicate 30 minutes, an hour, however long you want to dedicate. But you showing God, I'm partnering with you. I'm going to give you something. So I hope that made sense. I'm going to put some focus scriptures in the description box. I love y'all. I'm going to get off of here and get back to what I need to do. But I just really want to come on and encourage you to focus with it on that level. So a person that's in preschool can't be freaking out about first grade and kindergarten and second grade and third grade and elementary and middle school and high school and college. You got to focus on your level. Once you're consistent and you're faithful with that level, you're going to get to the next level. Then you're going to go to the next level. Different levels come with different things. But like this box that I told y'all in that grass, you got to focus on your box. I don't care if nobody else don't get why you're not doing it, or they don't understand, or they're not doing it. God told you to do it. God is not going to give you somebody else's paycheck. It don't work like that. Unless you're not being faithful with your talents. We already talked about that in the other video. But I mean, what's for you is for you. So you got to work it and you got to do it. Okay. I love you guys. I'll be back on here tomorrow, 8 a.m. for the Bible study. Also in the other video, because I did a video before this, but I deleted it. It was like a 1-minute video. The prayer calls, instead of us doing prayer calls and me doing them on the uploading to the YouTube channel, I'm not going to upload them on the channel no more. You can email me for the links. Just email me for the audio links, and that's how we're going to do prayer calls going forward from now on. But it's kind of like inside of the video, whatever. But I love you. Remember, to whom much is given, much is required. And if you can be faithful with little, God will bless you with much. I love y'all. You have a good day too. And y'all, thanks for joining on the live and on the replay. God bless.